I've been using the iPhone 16 Pro since its release for portrait shoots, and today I'm breaking down how I set up the camera for these different projects, including how I get the best quality, more fun and creative features, and how I avoid issues like this. This section is about the best your iPhone can do. If you want the highest image quality, the highest resolution, and you edit your photos, then this section is for you. Today I'm on a shoot with Amy, and here in Manchester today is a beautiful sunny day, which means a massive exposure range, loads of light and shadow, and I want to keep and retain those tones and information throughout the whole scene. And the best way to do that on the 16 Pro is to shoot in ProRAW. ProRAW captures a lot of image data from your iPhone's camera sensor, giving you larger files but preserving more detail, color, and dynamic range, making it ideal for large exposure ranges like today's shoot and editing. And to set it up, come to Settings, then go to Camera, Formats, and turn on ProRAW and Resolution Control. Then set your Pro default to ProRAW Max up to 48 megapixels and your ProRAW format to JPEG XL lossless. Now don't be confused by the reference to JPEG. These aren't JPEG files, these are different types of compression. And JPEG XL lossless uses a lot less space while preserving the same level of quality and editing ability, so that's the one I choose. This though, up to 48 megapixels can be confusing, so I'm going to head back into the camera and show you how to make sure you're getting the full 48 megapixels. Now, if you see RAW Max with a line through it and you're not, so just tap it. Now we are in ProRAW. And when you're in the 1x camera with nothing else active and the 0.5x camera with nothing else active, then you're getting the full 48 megapixels. So let me take some photos now and show you. So, Amy, can you put your hands maybe a little bit further away? Yeah. Great, yeah. You just hold that. That looks really cool. Nice, nice. That looks great. Going to adjust the exposure a smidge. Bring it down. Nice. And then come into the ultra wide. Cool, yeah, that wind in there actually works. I'm going to come back to the 1x to capture that wind. That looks so cool. Nice. Now, when I look at the photos, I'm going to tap this eye, and you can see here 8064 by 6048, 48 megapixels, and then come into one of the 1x, same thing. All of the other cameras and lenses on the 16 Pro are less than 48 megapixels. The 5x telephoto, for example, is 12 megapixels. But don't let that put you off from using it, because the 5x telephoto is the least like a phone camera and the most like a professional lens due to its long focal length and compression. The 2x lens works in the same way, except it tops out at 12 megapixels, and there's nothing wrong with 12 megapixels, but if you wanted to shoot at 48 megapixels, I'm going to show you how towards the end. Until then, those are the settings I use to get the absolute max out of my iPhone 16 Pro's cameras and edit my results. I'll then typically take my ProRAW files into Lightroom, remove most, if not all, of the iPhone's tone mapping, adjust the white balance, the colors, the tones, probably add some background blur, and end up with the results that I want. Speaking of blur, as this is a portrait shoot, I want to use portrait mode. I like portrait mode. It's gotten so much better on recent iPhones, including the 16 Pro, but you can't shoot portrait mode in ProRAW. In fact, you can't shoot many of the iPhone 16 Pro's fun and creative camera features in ProRAW. So let's dial in the best non-ProRAW setup. Come back into the Formats menu and choose High Efficiency. If you don't, then you are limited from using some of the higher frame rate video features that you may have bought your 16 Pro for. Me, for example, I like taking slow-mo videos of my cat. Taking epic slow-mo videos of models on shoots. Yeah, that's it. So choose High Efficiency, which means shooting in HEIF. HEIF images are much smaller files that your iPhone automatically edits and compresses, and these can look great straight out of the camera. but they're limited for editing. Don't get me wrong, you can edit them, just nowhere near as much as ProRAW. Now, this is an extreme example, but it's what can happen when you push a HEIF file too far. Next, go to photo capture, make sure it says 24 megapixels, then come out of there and turn on portraits in photo mode. I'll show you that in a minute. Then set up your photographic styles. As I am a massive photography snob, I have ignored and neglected photographic styles for all these years, but they're actually quite good on a 16 Pro. So I've been using them, I like them, and I want to show you them as well today. So tap photographic styles, tap get started, and then choose 4 images of people. These things work really well on skin tones. So choose quite a variety of skin tones if you can. And I've got my gold photographic style set up already. You can dial yours in. So hit continue, you can customize it. Don't worry about getting it spot on here because you can always customize it a bit more later. Hit save tone and color and then hit done. Now when you come back into the camera and tap RAW Max gets a line through it, and I'm now shooting in HEIF at 24 megapixels. But I can also shoot in HEIF at 48 megapixels by long pressing on it and then tapping HEIF Max. And this shoots at 48 megapixels with the same parameters that ProRAW did. So this is 48, 24, 48. I am loving this gold style today. It just matches this whole scene, this whole vibe. But if I want to change it, I can easily do so. Tap up here and I can edit it just like this, however I want. Or I can switch to a new style entirely or switch them off by going to standard. Or if I come this way, there's also these moods. I've got vibrant, natural, luminous, etc. But I'm really liking this stark black and white one right at the end. I think that looks so cool. I am loving this stark black and white photographic style, but I want to take it to the next level by adding some portrait mode blur, but I can't do that in HEIF Max 48 megapixels. So what I can do is I can tap HEIF Max to turn it off, come into the 24 megapixel version, and now you've detected Amy's face and this little F has appeared. And that means we're capturing depth information. Now Amy's hair has blocked her face. Amy, just move your hair out of your face, yeah. And then as soon as it detects her face, we get the F coming back again, which means we're capturing depth information just like portrait mode, but without having to leave photo mode. And if I tap the F, I get this preview of the blur, which is really nice. And I can also change the F number and the lighting style as well. And just like photographic styles, all this stuff is editable later. I can turn portrait mode off completely. I can apply new light. I can apply different types of blur. It's really cool. Which way are you leaning so far? Do you prefer the ProRAW, capture everything as much as possible and then edit yourself later? Or do you like this HEIF route where everything, all these effects and things are applied in the camera? I think there's room for both. In fact, I think there's room for one more thing. Another kind of RAW called BayRAW. For as much as you can edit ProRAW, the files still contain processing that can't be removed or changed. But BayRAW is raw sensor data. It's for those who want complete control and no processing whatsoever. But you need a third-party camera app to shoot it. It can be very challenging and it's definitely not for beginners. Therefore, going into how to set it up properly is its own video, but I wanted to show you it today because it's what I use. So I'm going to give you a preview of what it's like to work with, what it looks like, what the files look like, with my dedicated 2x telephoto lens. This is the 2x lens I use instead of the one that comes built in to the iPhone. It attaches to the main 1x camera, so you can shoot with a 2x focal length at the 16 Pro's full 48 megapixels, and the difference in quality is rather large. But here I'm shooting with it in ProRAW, which is limited to 12 megapixels, and that is not a problem at all. Look at those natural textures. ProRAW files have noise reduction you can't remove. ProRAW files get nothing. And because there's no HDR, you get really high contrast light and shadow, which is exactly the look that I want. And that's the key here. Out of all of the settings and the setups I've shown you today, there isn't one that's objectively best. It depends on you, what you're shooting, your own preference and style, and what the images are for. For example, when REEFLEX released the 240mm Super Telephoto Lens, we chose to shoot most of its example images in ProRAW because it gives the truest representation of what the lens can do. Yet here, shooting at the London Photography Show with amazing lights and colours, HEIF Max did the job perfectly. There are a few great natural follow-ups to this video. There's the editing side of things, there's how to shoot in RAW, and there's the pros and cons of each setup. Really diving into the files and exploring their strengths and weaknesses. Basically taking everything we've gone through here to the next level. Until then, I hope this video has helped you get started or set yourself up with your iPhone 16 Pro's cameras. We may as well learn as much as we can and get the most out of them. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Speaking of blur, I want to use